Hey guys, Bella here. I am making a video about my first 6 months in real estate for 2019. I know a lot of you guys have been wondering what I've been up to. I've been very busy being a realtor. So that has been a big shift for me, is to work for other people, and it's a very hands-on, available all the time kind of job. So it's been extremely taxing on me, but it hasn't come without reward. So far, um, for 6 months, I've made, let's see, total commissions was $20,281, and total profit after all my expenses and tax write-offs was $16,057. So right at $2,676 a month is what I am bringing home as a realtor on average for 2019. Now that's $669 a week. So what I want to discuss is kind of all the expenses that went along with that and my experience of being a realtor. I got my license in Alabama August of 2018. So we will be coming up on August of 2019, believe that or not, pretty soon. So the first couple of months that I had my license, I didn't really know what I was supposed to be doing on the daily, and plot twist, you're really not supposed to be doing anything except trying to get clients. So basically I was trying every strategy I could to kind of bring on new clients and try to get my foot in the door and learn how to say the right things, not to say the wrong things, what kind of questions to ask, how to figure out if someone's actually motivated to buy real estate or sell real estate, or how to figure out if someone's wasting your time or just being nosy. And so I have really fine-tuned a lot of my skills over the last year. I'm still a very green real estate agent, but I feel like I'm coming along in terms of knowing how to talk to people and how to handle different situations. I feel like you cannot have a single real estate deal that doesn't have something kind of go wrong with it. So I've learned a lot about that, and I've also purchased my first property and been able to list that property and hopefully sell it. I don't know how that's going to go. I will make a separate video about that. But let's just go over all the fees. Now, I have a cheat sheet here. It's very, very messy, so you may not even be able to see it. You might be able to focus in on it. Basically, I have a lot of expenses as a realtor. My advertising was over $1,000 already for this year. That's $1,087 just for advertising. So one of the ways that I advertise is that our company will let us put an ad in the paper for open houses. That's $30. So, I mean, if you have 10 open houses, that's $300. I mean, it's a lot of money that really adds up quickly. I'm looking at some other figures here that I have on my phone. The biggest thing that I would say is if you don't advertise, it's not like you're going to not get business. It's just a little bit more of a difficult thing to get your name out there. And part of that advertising is brand recognition. I get people who call a lot and they say, well, I saw your sign and I saw you in the paper and I see that you're, selling this house and I live over there by it, and what do you think my house will sell for? I mean, people legitimately call me and say stuff like that. So that is one thing that advertising does. Office supplies, I spent $226 on office supplies so far this year. Now, keep in mind, I try to write off everything that I possibly can. So, I mean, I'm writing off printer ink, I'm writing off paper. If I buy folders to give to clients or anything like that, I'm definitely going to lump that in with office supplies. Now, fees for being a realtor. I've already spent $878 for being a realtor in the state of Alabama and working for my current company as an agent under Coldwell Banker. We have E&O fees that we have to pay. We have our lockbox fee that's like $200 a year or something like that you're paying for a Century Lock app. So there's a lot there. I include my meals in this because I do have to eat on the road a lot. It's been really difficult to manage my food and eating healthy. I spent $351 that I can technically say is on real estate food. Um, so staging, I spent $126 on staging, guys. I spent money on welcome mat, on little towels to go in bathrooms. Some of these vacant houses, that I truly believe that is what sold 2 of my vacant properties, because it just kind of allowed me to do a little bit better marketing. I'm sure the price sold the properties as well, but the photos would not have turned out nearly as good had I not staged these properties beforehand. And this is not something that I really talked to the seller about until I got in the property and realized that it needed a little TLC. So anyways, staging, I purchased things like towels and mats to go out front. I think some of them I included, I put Glade plugins in a lot of my listings because it just kind of helps the smells from a house sitting. So that's all included, and Glade plugins are super expensive. So photos, professional photos, $850. And that is, I've probably had at least 15 listings this year, so that's really not bad at all. The only things that I don't get professionally photographed are houses that are just really, really cheap. I mean, I'm talking like 25 grand and below cheap. Even though, you're not going to make a lot of money off of those, you do kind of owe your client a little bit of marketing material. So I think photos are a good investment, and photos show that you're a serious real estate agent versus someone who's just sitting there like this with their camera phone. You can take decent pictures on most camera phones now, but you're just not going to have that professional element to your listings. So photos are something that I definitely feel like are worth it, and that was probably, I mean, not quite 1/4, but right at, I would say, at least 1/5 of my total expenses. 20% are photographs. So software was $321. I use Redex for expired leads, and I also have some other just little things that I use, like purchasing lists to get phone numbers. I consider that software. And then postage, I spent $129 on stamps, but my mailers are pretty effective, so the postage is well worth it, and it leaves a lasting impression. I actually made magnets this year of my business card, and that has really worked because I've gone to listing appointments before and saw the magnet that I mailed someone on their fridge. So I think that's something that you don't want to throw away. Where you'll throw a business card away, you don't really want to throw a magnet away. Services, $240 for that. Um, Services is kind of vague, I realize, but like if I have to pay another agent to go to a closing, to me, that's the kind of thing that I'm putting under here, or paying for my accountant, or paying for someone to help me out with something, whether it be, hiring Upwork people or whatever. This is kind of sad, but the lowest category is education. $16. And I think that was like 2 real estate books that I purchased. So I will definitely try to order more books and be able to deduct them. But to be honest with you guys, most of the content that I consume about real estate is video content, because it changes so quickly that the real estate books are not most of them are not very good, unfortunately, and they're all specific to one person's perspective, so you just don't get a lot out of it. I prefer the videos because the videos can get into like real world stories and things that have actually happened to an agent, and they can kind of talk it out. But to go over that again, my total commissions, which is what I got paid from my broker, was $20,000, $20,281. So that's pretty good for 6 months, and this being my first full year. This is for January through June, and then my total profit after all of those expenses was $16,057. So I don't feel like I've done poorly in real estate. I don't know if being a realtor is something that I can say that I truly love. There are clients who make it more rewarding, but there are some clients who make it honestly like you just want to go to sleep and you don't want to have to wake up and go do it the next day. So The clients that are rewarding are the ones that actually want to work with you, and they listen to you, and they trust you. Not saying they blindly trust you, but I'm saying that they realize you have them and their best interest in mind. And that's what I try to do for all of my clients, is to try to get them the most money or save them the most money. If they're buyers, if they're sellers, I'm trying to get them the most money and the best terms. And for buyers, I'm trying to save them the most money, and if possible, negotiate some things in for them that they might have to purchase once the home becomes theirs. So being a realtor in Alabama, and specifically North Alabama, has been challenging but not impossible. I would say that most people would have probably quit by now. I've wanted to quit like every month. So I've been told that's normal though, because it takes a lot of getting used to kind of wrap your head around this kind of career field. And there are a lot of communications that you have to deal with. You're always having to talk to different people. I mean, I probably receive 15 to 20 texts and phone calls a day regarding my transactions that I have going on. Especially when I have a lot of clients. Right now, I don't have as many listings, but at one point this year, I had like 15 listings, and I think like 2 or 3 buyer clients at the same time, and it was a struggle. It was every day. But anyways, I think this is a good snapshot in time of my real estate career. Right now, I'm in Huntsville at an Airbnb, looking around, just checking out some stores up here today, just kind of taking a break. And that is, I'll probably make some videos about what I've learned in real estate, some of the things that have went well for me, some of the things that have went poorly, and some things that can be friendly to the consumer to know if you are going to enter into a real estate transaction. But mostly this video is for people who are beginner realtors or thinking of becoming a realtor. This is kind of an accurate depiction of what kind of expenses you're going to be looking at, because I had expenses of $4,224 in 6 months. So, I mean, you have to be able to not only be okay with not making any money, but you have to be okay with spending a lot of money. So if you don't have money saved, I would not think about doing real estate, because quite frankly, it's something that I didn't make money until definitely I was at least 6 months in, and just think this is really, after August will be a year, so I'll go back and probably do a video of how much I've made and spent in a year, and I doubt it would be more than 20,000 profit after everything, the cost of the classes, of getting my license and everything. So, but the knowledge that I've gained is really the biggest reason that I have stuck with it, because I just don't see how anyone can buy a house now after being a realtor and not feel like they have some superpower going on. Because after you do deal with this many transactions, you kind of realize that there are little games that are played throughout the transaction between agents, between lenders, between you and between the seller, and between you and the buyer, no matter what side you're on. So learning those little nuances it's really, really useful to me, and I think that I'll continue to use it. And even my friends and family have already benefited from it, because I can answer questions and be frank with them, where I might not be I'll be candid, but I can't be as harsh with my clients. But with my friends and family, I can absolutely be like, that house is a piece of garbage. Do not buy that house, or you're going to lose money on that, or you're not going to make money on that. A lot of real estate is, you won't necessarily lose money when you purchase a house, but when you go to resell it, the goal should be to look for something that you're going to make money on. I'm constantly seeing people purchase a property, and they're overpaying for it. So when it's time for them to sell it, there's no money for them to be made, and they're barely breaking even if they're only living there for 2 or 3 years. So just keep that in mind. But this has been a really good way for me to kind of get outside my comfort zone. It's really pushed me into something besides selling stuff on Amazon and eBay. And I think I'll always be definitely like a flipper at heart, and I'm definitely still doing that stuff. But I just wanted to kind of give a snapshot in time of how real estate's going for me, and specifically real estate in Alabama, because when I went to get my license, I could not find really a whole lot of information about being a realtor in Alabama. There's a few channels, and there's a lot more people in Huntsville who are doing this kind of work, in Birmingham, Gulf Shore. So potentially those those are some places that I might explore if I wanted to continue real estate in the future. The way that real estate is where I live, it's really a lot of time that you're spending and you're not making a lot of money. It's very competitive and very stressful. So with those factors in mind, I don't know that it'll necessarily be a long-term thing for me, but right now I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do the best possible job that I can at it for me and for my clients, and just keep pushing forward and see what I can learn to help everyone out that I work with. So hopefully this video has been somewhat useful to you. I try to condense everything that happened for me financially in this video. I will make some kind of psychology videos, but for the most part, this was about the money. And for me, making $16,000 profit in 6 months is good. It's really good. That's $2,676 a month. So I can definitely live off of that, but I will say that my mental health has suffered. So in the future, I'm going to try to find a more balanced approach to doing real estate. And if any of you are agents and have figured that out, please help me or leave some tips in the comments. But anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching. I'm Bella. My full name's Isabella Rowland, and I'm a realtor in Florence, Alabama, and I work for Coldwell Banker Pinnacle Properties. If I can help you in any way, let me know, and hopefully if you're thinking about real estate, maybe this video helped you learn a thing or two. Thanks.